Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you're all fine. And I also hope that whatever we are teaching you through video and through online, you're going through it. So please, without wasting our time, let's get back to the lesson, the enemy. The enemy, as you can see, is written, the author of the enemy, as you can see, is Pearl S. Buck. And as I told you, I already had given you the background, the message, what is the message of the lesson in my first part of the video. And in this part, I'm going to refresh some important point that a Japanese doctor is there and he makes a prisoner of war. Now we all know that in the Second World War, it was Americans who dropped bomb at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So they were enemies. Now here an American prisoner, he escapes from somewhere and he reaches to the shore where that doctor house was situated. Now the doctor Sadao Hoki, the name of the doctor is Sadao Hoki, is a Japanese doctor, and he was standing at the balcony of his house with his wife, and they saw a blurred figure. When they came, they were surprised that it was a wounded man, and in fact he was the prisoner of war from the enemy camp. So now the doctor is in dilemma. He is having a conflict in his mind whether he should save that patient, because being a doctor, it was his duty to save the patient, or should he hand over that individual, that prisoner of war, as a good citizen of Japan with a sense of national loyalty to the army. Now he's not able to decide. He and his wife, they had a long discussion, and finally let's see what did the doctor did. A very interesting story and a nice message hidden in the story that will be explained to you at the last part when I will be finishing this story, this lesson, The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck. Now, to start with the explanation part, I'm sure that the book you have opened and you're having a pencil and pen in your hand to jot down the word meaning of the new words. Now, some of the important words also you have to underline. So first of all, my question is that, and in this text also you can see who was Dr. Sadeko, where was his house. So we have to read and find out. So I'm going to start with the explanation part. Now, Dr. Sadeko, as I told you, he was a Japanese doctor, as he was a specialized surgeon as well as a great scientist. And now let's read about his house. So I'm going to start. Dr. Sadeko Hoki's house was built on a spot of the Japanese coast where as a little boy he often played. Now here the writer is starting his description with Dr. Sadeko's house. So what he is telling? He is telling that about the house of Dr. Sadeko. Dr. Sadeko house was built on a spot of the Japanese coast. So where was his house was built? On the spot of the Japanese coast, where as a little boy he had often played. So when he was a boy, when he was a child, he used to play near his house at the coast of the sea. So, and Dr. Sodeko house, the low square stone house was set upon rocks well above a narrow beach that was outlined with bent pines. Now, Dr. Sodeko Hockey's house was a low, square stone built house. It was set upon rocks well above a narrow beach outlined with bent pines. So, this is the description of Sodeko's house. As a boy, here, as a boy, Sodeko had climbed the pines. So when he was a small child, he loved to climb at the pines tree. He used to have enjoyment when he used to climb on the pine tree. So, supporting himself on his bare feet, and while climbing, he used to support the weight of his whole body on his bare feet, as he had seen men do in the South Seas when they climb for coconut. Now, this tactus, this trick, he has learned from the man who used to climb for coconuts on the coconut tree in the South Sea. His father had taken him often to the island of those seas, and never had he failed to say to the little brave boy at his side, "Those islands yonder, they are the stepping stones to the future for Japan." Now, his father often used to take him to that place where near the South Sea, and where he used to see a lot of person climbing to the tree for coconuts. His father used to take him often to the island of those seas, and never had he failed to say to the little brave boy at his side. And when his father, Dr. Sodeko's father, when he used to take him, and he used to say something to the child, "Those islands yonder." So, what is the meaning of yonder? Yonder means that is over there, that you can see over there. Yonder means that is over there, that you can see over there. That means whatever you are seeing from here to, you can see over there. That is the meaning of yonder. So his father used to tell, "Those islands yonder." Yonder means, that means from here you can see those islands. They are the stepping stone to the future for Japan. And apart from this, he used to say, whenever he used to see the island, he used to say, "Those islands yonder, they are the stepping stone to the future for Japan." "Where shall we step from them?" Sodeko had asked seriously. Now, Sodeko was very serious. Whatever his father used to tell, he very seriously he used to listen. So he told, "Where shall we step from them?" That means from where we will go. If we will go to that island, from where we will step? "Who knows?" his father had answered. "Who can limit our future? It depends on what we make." So only one answer he always used to give: we don't know about our future. We don't know that after stepping from those islands where you will go. Now, children, islands, if you will see the map of Japan, you can see there are 4-5 islands are there. And let me tell you some of the early life of Dr. Sodeko when he was a child. Now, his father dreams a lot about him, and he really wished that his son should become something great. Now, he is telling, "Who knows? Who can limit our future? It depends on what we make." So what his father used to tell? His father used to tell, see these 2 lines here. Who knows, his father had answered. Who can limit our future? That we don't know what will happen in our future if we step, or if we will move abroad from this island. It depends on what we make. That means our destiny is in our own hand. Though we don't know about our future, but we do have our goals. So we don't know where we will go. And I will tell you some of the early life that his father, after dreaming for Sadeko, and Sadeko also fulfilled his dream. He went to USA. He had his medical studies there only, and not only he had become a surgeon, he had become a great scientist and returned to Japan. So he had to step further from those islands. Island here means islands of Japan. So from here he went to America to to build his medical career, and after building his career he also specialized in surgery. So he was a good surgeon, as well as when he came back to Japan, he was not only a great surgeon, he was a great scientist too. So he fulfilled his father's wish. Sadhu had taken this into his mind, as he did everything his father said. His father, who never joked or played with him, but who spent finite pains upon him, who was his only son. Now children, as I told you, his father was very much serious. His father was very much serious for Sadeko, and even Sadeko used to tell his father's word in a very serious manner. So he had taken this into his mind, as he did everything his father said. So when he used to tell this thing, you can see that who knows these lines. Who knows, his father had answered, who can limit our future? It depends on what we make. So he had taken this, whatever his wordings were, very seriously. So Sadhu had taken this into his mind, as he did everything his father said. So he had taken this words of his father very seriously, and of course he had done also whatever his father wished. His father, who never joked or played with him. So his father, he never used to joke with him, he never used to play with him, but whatever he used to say him very seriously. But who spent infinite pains upon him, who was his only son. Now he used to think, sometimes he used to suffer from pain, that suppose if his only son will not fulfill his goal of life, suppose he will not become anything in his life. So this tension was there in the heart of his father, because he was the only son, he was the only child, and his father used to think a lot for him. He had a lot of pains also for Sadeko, when he used to think, suppose he don't reach towards his goal, or suppose he don't become anything in his life. For this reason, he had been sent at 22 to America to learn all that could be learned of surgery and medicine. Now these lines are important. You also have to underline it. So at the age of 22, he was sent to America to learn all that could be learned of surgery and medicine. So whatever, finally he fulfilled his goal of life. When he was 22 years old, he was sent to America, and what he did there, he had gone through the course of surgery and medicine. And before his father died, he had seen Sadhu become famous not only as a surgeon but as a scientist. Now it was the wish, it was not the wish of his son, but it was really the wish of his father, which was fulfilled by his son. He was very happy, and before dying he saw that his son, when he came back from America, he became one of the greatest scientists as well as one of the greatest surgeons of the country. So his father died very happily, because he was perfecting a discovery which would render wounds entirely clean. Render means cause somebody or something to be in a particular state. Now children, he was perfecting, he was in fact he was a scientist also. So he was discovering a medicine which would render wounds entirely clean. Children, wound, it may flare up and it may sculptate if you will not clean it, or if if the wounds will not be taken care properly, so the pus will be there, the infection will be flared up the whole body, and the person may die. So he was discovering for a medicine which would render wounds entirely clean. He had not been sent abroad with the troops. Now children, and now he had also he got a major role in the army during the time of war. So when Japanese troops were sent to fight in a war, he was not allowed because he was given a very important work by the Japanese government. A surgeon was there, a general was there, okay, and he got wounded and he has to take care. It was a surgeon, it was Dr. Sodeko who has to take care to him, and he had to do it very carefully as it was instruction given to him by the Japanese government. So he was, and that is the reason he was also not allowed to send away with the troops, because he was in the army and it was his important duty to take care of a wounded soldier during the time of war. But he was not allowed as he has to take care of that general who was greatly wounded. Also, he knew there was some slight danger that the old general might need an operation for a condition for which he was now being treated medically. He also knew that that surgeon, he is being treated medically by Dr. Sodeko only, and he was in such a condition that even a slight danger will prove danger to his life. So it was his duty. It was the government of Japan deputed him this duty to take care of that general, and all the medical care was being taken by Dr. Sodeko. And that was the reason also Sodeko was being kept in Japan. Clouds were rising from the ocean now. The unexpected warmth of the past few days had at night drawn heavy fog from the cold waves. Now children, from this in here you can also read about we will also know about the weather of Japan. Clouds were rising from the ocean now. So what was the season at that time? It was maybe the warm season, because the clouds were rising from the ocean now. The unexpected warmth of the past few days, and see it is written here, the unexpected warmth of the past few days had at night drawn heavy fog. And children, it was a cloudy weather. The clouds were rising from the ocean water. Already it was a warm weather, and at night drawn heavy fog from the cold waves. And during the time of the night, when the sea waves become cold, a heavy fog was drawn from those waves. Sodeko watched mist hide outlines of a little island near the shore and then creeping up the beach below the house. Now Dr. Sodeko, he was watching mist from his house. He was watching the outline of that little island near the shore, and then creeping up the beach below the house. And then he was seeing the island. A little island was there in front of his house, and then he was seeing, and another time he was looking at the shore of the sea or a beach, okay, and he saw that how the waves were creeping back below the house, writhing around the pines. Writhing means twisting. Those waves were twisting around the pine trees. In a few minutes, fog would be wrapped about the house too. Now he can see that fog had already wrapped those islands. Now the fog was coming towards the shore, and now within few hours, minutes, his whole house would be wrapped by the fog. Then he would go into the room where Hana, his wife, would be waiting for him with the two children. Now he was thinking that after few minutes, when fog will be there, wrapping his house, and he will go to his wife, and he would sit with his two children, and he will have a gala family time. But at this moment, the door opened, and she looked out a dark blue woolen heroine over her kimono. Now, a few words which I will tell you. These are some of the new words. You can see heroi, then kimono. Okay, now in this paragraph, you will see that how they had a great love, that husband and wife, they had a great love for each other. They used to understand each other, and we will also come to know how they got married. And still that love was blooming in their heart like a fresh spring season when they met for the first time. Though they were having two children, but their love was still as fresh as a spring season. And though they had two children they had. So in this paragraph we will read that his wife, at this moment the door opened and she looked out a dark blue woolen heroi. Heroi, you can see it is written the last line, a loose outer garment worn over the kimono. Now kimono is a long robe. Kimono is a robe which is put by the Japanese lady. Like every Indian ladies wear put sari, they put kimono. And heroi is a loose outer garment worn over the kimono. And what is the meaning of kimono? A long, loose Japanese robe having wide sleeves and tied with a sash. So she was there with a blue color heroi. She was waiting for her husband, and when she felt he was a bit late, she was coming outside to see that why he is getting late. She came to him affectionately and put her arms through him as he stood. Now she put her arms through his as he stood. Smiled and said nothing. She said nothing, only smiled. He had met Hannah in America. Now children, in this paragraph you will also come to know that where he met his wife for the first time and how they got married. So he had met Hannah in America, but he had waited to fall in love with her until he was sure she was Japanese. Now one more wish. Sodeka's father was having two wishes. First, he should become something great in his life, and second, he should marry a Japanese girl. So his father had already his wish fulfilled. He became a great surgeon and he became a great scientist. Now let's see what happened to him, to whom he had married. So he had met Hannah in America, but he had waited to fall in love with her until he was sure she was Japanese. Now children, in America there are many Asian country people are there, like China, then Malaysia, okay, Thailand, Japan. So and these people they resemble, their physical characteristic resemble with each other. So first of all, he wanted to make sure that Hannah is a Japanese girl only. So he was sure she was Japanese. His father would never have received her unless she had been pure in her race. Now his father had strictly told him that until the girl will be a pure Japanese girl, that means no, his father and mother, no intercaste marriage, nothing. Both the parents should be Japanese. And this he found in Hannah. He was sure that she had been pure in her race. He wondered often whom he would have married if he had not met Hannah. Now he used to think, if Hannah would have not come to his life, then who would have been his wife? and by what luck he had found her in the most casual way, and he used to feel lucky that in a very nice manner, in a most casual manner he had found her, and by chance, literally at an American professor house. Literally means exactly. Literally means here exactly. Now he is telling that exactly the girl which he wanted, a girl with a pure Japanese race, and this he had found her in America when he was visiting, when he used to visit to his professor's house. Even she was there, she was also learning something from the professor. The professor and his wife had been kind people, anxious to do something for their few foreign students. Now both husband and wife, the professor and his wife, they wanted to help their students. They were keen to help them. Okay, they were kind people, and they were always anxious to do something for their few foreign students. And the student, though bored, had accepted this kindness, and the student also, they admired this type of kindness and they agreed. So the professor and his wife had been kind people, anxious to do something for their few foreign students, and the student, though bored, had accepted this kindness. Sador had often told Hannah how nearly he had not gone to Professor Harley's house at night. The rooms were so small, the food so bad. Now he was telling it was a destiny which allowed them to meet. Actually he never wanted to go to professor's house because the rooms were very small, and the food which he used to get there, he did not like it. The professor wife so voluble means talking a lot with enthusiasm. So professor wife, she was voluble. That means, it is written here, she used to talk a lot with enthusiasm. But he had gone, and there he had found Hannah. Now he never wanted to go there, but that day he went there, and fortunately he found Hannah, a new student, and had felt he would love her if it were at all possible. Now he started liking her, he started loving her, but at the same time he used to think about what his father had said, that the girl should be purely of Japanese race and she should belong to Japan. So this thing he has to see, that these two possible things should be there in the girl to whom he is going to get married. And so these were the memory were refreshing back to his mind when Hannah came to see him, okay, and she was touching his hand. He felt her hand on his arms and was aware of the pleasure it gave him. Now he used to feel very, very good when she used to touch him. So he was feeling the pleasure which she used to give him. Even though they had been married years enough to have the two children, still that love was fresh. They used to love very much, and now they are having two children. With the time, their love was increasing, not decreasing. For they had not married heedlessly in America. So heedlessly is without paying careful attention. That means they had studied about each other, their liking, their disliking. Though it was a love marriage, but they understood each other. They found out about the family members of each other. So it was not a heedlessly, it was something done in a very proper way. Both had taken their time to study each other, to see their dislike, what the family members wanted, what the parents wanted, and after then they got married. So they had finished their work at a school, for they had not married heedlessly in America. They had finished their work at a school and had come home to Japan. Now children, after doing they finished whatever work was, the studies was there at America, they both returned back to Japan. And when his father had seen her, the marriage had been arranged in the old Japanese way. Now He came back from America after doing his work and he told about Hannah to his father. Even he had inquired about that girl, and finally, when he was satisfied, he gave permission to marry Hannah. Although Sadao and Hannah had talked everything over beforehand, they were perfectly happy. She laid her cheek against his arms. So they were happy. They used to love each other, and they were leading a happy married life. So with this, I come to end the video here. Please go through it and study carefully.